How you doing, YouTube? Sean Y here. Kind of excited about this video and kind of leery. I'm going deep on this one, guys. I think we got a possible another plane hoax. If you didn't hear about it, I don't know how widespread it got. I don't know if it made national news or what, but there was a plane crash supposedly Thursday morning in Columbus, Indiana. Now this hit home, literally, like 35 minutes from there. Got friends there. My wife's family's there. My in-laws live there, so I'm very familiar with Columbus. Said it's not very far from me at all. And my first thought was, I need to get active on this. First, I looked at a video from the news to see if it was even worth looking into. I mean, a plane could have crashed into a house, okay? It would have been ironic and really like, okay, we got planes crashing every day. You know, the Asiana deal, I don't care what you say, it was a hoax, okay? We got trains derailing every day now. Man, people, we're being duped every day. I mean, it's crazy. And then the fact, then when it hit here, this was something in my brain just clicked and said, this, you need to get active. We all need to get active. If this happens in your town, an event like this, we need to start, we can't rely on the media no more. There's no real journalism going on out there. If you can catch some fishy stuff going on, I figured this is it. So I jumped in my car and I went. And I had to confirm, at least, for one, the house is really there. Two, the house looks like it does on the TV. I take no word for anything. I'm not claiming this is a hoax, but I'm going to let the video do speaking for himself. I'm going to show you my trip down to Columbus and actually see this house. I'm going to show you the news version that's going on. I'm not saying that what I show you is any way going to prove anything. I'm just showing you that I'm getting active, okay? And I really did go to this place. That's all this is. And a lot of questions came up as I made my way around the neighborhood and kind of checked out the scene. But there's going to be some key points to this where by the end of this video, I think some red flags are going to be flown, and it's not looking good. It's looking like another hoax to me. That's all I'm going to say for now. Enjoy the rest of the video. We going?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm with my wife, and we're in the car, and I'm heading down to Columbus, Indiana, because I'm actually about 30 minutes away from there. And reason for us going down there is I'm pretty skeptical of there was supposedly a plane crash. Every day there's a plane crash now in the media. Yeah, I just had to take one look at the news clip. I'm very skeptical of it. Just by looking at it, it does not look like any plane whatsoever hit this house. When the fact that they're actually showing HD footage of this house from the helicopter, which was actually amazing. But yet, what got me was the people in the helicopter even noticed the lack of anything that looked like a piece of plane or plane, and the fact that there's no ambulances. So maybe they didn't get the memo that there was really no plane crash. So I thought that was kind of odd. So we're heading down to Columbus, Indiana. Here, get a shot of the sign here. So this is Shelbyville now, exit Franklin, but I'm coming from Whiteland, Greenwood, so yeah, I'm just going to let you know I'm not going to toss the talk, man. If I'm I got an opportunity and this stuff comes to my town, you know, I'm gonna go do some investigating on my own. So no matter what the outcome, I'll post it.
Yes.
All right, we're at Central Avenue. Got to take a left, and not too far down this road is going to be the street this house is supposedly on. Broadmoor, right here, Broadmoor Lane, and then opposite Rockwood Street. Got some workers over here.
Keep going.
So I guess it's going to be on the...
Right there where the cop car is, babe. And the caution tape and the camera crew. I mean,
Here we go.
just keep on grabbing my
Guys.
eyes. Nope, can't see nothing. Okay.
Seems like the news crews are over here putting together their little stories. We got that guy on film. See if that's who they really show on TV. Well, I can't really see much. I don't want to stop too long in front of that house with the cop just chilling there. But as you can see, that was definitely the house. But
Where are you going? This way? Or no, yeah,
yeah,
that
I'm
way.
going that
Yeah.
way. But I just don't see any way a house didn't get at an angle, get a shot at it.
You can't see nothing.
I know.
No.
That's my point. Look how close these houses are together. I don't even see how a plane did a nosedive. You would have had to literally do a nosedive into the back of that house, and then there's no sign of whatsoever of a plane. It just doesn't make sense. I'm not going to be able to get out and do the investigation I want to do, but I want to at least come by and at least see if, you know, the house was really there with a big hole in it. It is, but as you can see, there's not much going on in this neighborhood besides that one little house, which is kind of weird. So there it is. No, it wasn't a lot. Like I said, my point was that I went there, uh, getting active. And yeah, if that cop wasn't chilling there, the neighbors were outside, and I would have got out and talked to him. And I'm not putting it past going tomorrow, today, whatever you want to call it. It's already 2:30 in the morning. You know, I'm doing one of those after work videos again, so I'll be up late by the time I'm done with this thing. But I'm gonna play some videos here for you.
I work for the Columbus Police Department as a mechanic. I was going to the store to get me a Diet Coke because I was hot, and looked over and seen a mushroom cloud come up out of the sky. So I made my way over here to investigate, see what it was. And
a mushroom cloud. Is this an atomic bomb or something? I mean, really? The plane crashes into the house and he sees a mushroom cloud. Already very leery about what this guy said, alright? Just remember he said this now. Just keep going.
Then it come out on the radio that a plane come down, and I was telling them on the radio where it was and everything, and I made it through these backyards and kind of helped one of the gentlemen that was in the passenger seat here get out and get him over the fence and stuff. He was bleeding from the head and had severe burns on his back, but I think he's going to be all right. And the pilot, he went the other way in front of the house. So I kind of waited around for the ambulance and other people to come here and help, and kept him with a towel and everything, and kept him.
Yeah.
Kept him
So we're
there.
okay. We're both the people occupants of the plane. Were they both able to walk, or did you carry him? Or?
Yeah. The one pilot, he walked to the front. He looked like he was a little hurt. But the other gentleman, he was kind of having trouble. His pants were on fire and stuff. And he was putting that out and everything. And he walked to the front here, and I helped him out around the front and got the ambulance for him.
Okay. All right. Okay. So did they either of them say anything?
They said...
I don't even know where to start with this shit. Sorry. Sorry about the language, but man, this is getting old. Alright. So he's the first one to help these guys. This is him telling you this, okay? He helped these guys. Mushroom cloud went off. They went boom. Got his drink or whatever he's doing. He made it over to the house. Apparently these guys are getting out of the plane. He's helping them. One of the dudes is on fire still. So not only did this blow up like an atomic bomb, they just now were getting out and getting help by this guy. You know what? I'm gonna have to do it now. Now I'm just gonna have to do a drive. I'm gonna have to go find out where the closest possible place he could have been getting his drink at. I can't remember what he said. I'm gonna go back and see if I can find where this so-called place is that he got a drink. See how long it takes. I'm gonna make that drive just for you guys. I want to do that because I'm gonna cover every inch of this. I'm gonna make sure I'm not missing something. Okay? So you can't go, oh, this or this. No, this is them telling you this story. Okay?
Ambulance for him.
Okay. All right. Okay. So did they either of them say anything?
They said the engine was spitting and sputtering, and then they were having trouble with the controls. And he had told me that the plane hadn't been flown for a while and that they had been working on it. And the pilot said that he wanted somebody to go with him. So he volunteered and went with them and ended up crashing.
Okay. All right.
So in the midst of all this, he's waiting for the ambulance, which he never really says how long it takes. He got all these details from this guy. I find it highly unlikely that this dude that's hurt and the other guy's on fire, like he's not saying nothing. This guy supposedly gave all the details. I mean, there's just a lack of time here. There's 2 people that he supposedly held waiting on the ambulance, and yet he talks about one guy most of the time, giving the details of what's happened. So the other guy just laying in the grass, still putting himself out this whole time. I mean, are you seeing the lack of detail here? If that was me and I really did this, I would not have any hesitations telling them exactly what happened and how long it took. And I mean, because it really happened. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this whole like that's nerves, people. You know when you get edgy and like don't know what to say and you get uncomfortable. That's what this dude's doing. Okay, look at the body language. It's like he's trying to remember the story. Like, oh, did I get that right? Don't worry. I'm gonna back this up. I'm not done yet. This ain't the only guy. Because what you're gonna see is somebody uploaded these videos, and I don't think this wasn't no neighbor. Okay, they're making this act like some neighbors like walk around and this is like somebody had something to do with this, uploaded this. Because there's like 6 of them on YouTube. You can go look it up. I don't know who this dude is, but he went up and interviewed all these people just hanging out here. And that's the other thing I want to say. This guy, supposedly a cop, got there to help these dudes out. That house is back behind him smoldering. It's been put out for a minute now. This dude's got gloves on. And he's hot and sweaty like he's been helping out, like been around this fire. Like he's been working on it. What the hell is he still doing there? He's just a cop. Fine, he did his job, he helped out, he got this person out there. Why is he still there? Like he's working, like he's been around the fire. Something's not adding up, people. It's like this like they burnt this house down, and this is like some type of cover story. That's where I'm going with this. I'm not saying nothing happened to the house because I got it firsthand. Something happened to the house. I'm saying I'm sure the hell don't think his plane hit it. That's what I'm saying. Let's go on.
See, I clipped this tree back here, took all the limbs out of it, and then come right into this house here in the back room, and ended up right here, almost into the backyard of these other people.
All right. How much of the plane was intact when you got here? I mean,
it was so smoky and burning and everything. It was
so both of the people were already out.
I'm so frustrated right now. You realize that he just bypassed that question altogether. It was so smoky. It was so smoky you couldn't see a freaking plane hanging out in the yard, like standing right by where you are right now. Give me a break. It's like what you might be able to see in some of these other videos. Like you can see it in if you watch. There's a wooden fence right there. And some of these other videos, you can see it better. Go see. You're going to tell me that a plane came down, crashed through that house, landed almost in those other people's yards, didn't take down that little bitty wooden fence, and remember, it did a mushroom cloud. It blew up. These people walked away and did not phase anything outside of that house. Even though it came supposedly into almost the next yard. Are you starting to see just by this one guy, the story falling apart real quick? And that tree, give me a break. That tree's dead. Okay, a plane didn't come crash with that tree and knock all the leaves off of it, right? That tree's been cut up there. It's dead. Showing a dead tree doesn't prove a plane came through and clipped anything.
Who had just survived a plane crash.
We heard a boom, felt vibration, and ran out of the house. She said it had to be a plane going down.
So Larry Rubel hopped into his truck and went to check on his son, who lives a few blocks away. At first, Larry didn't notice much right across the street. He then heard a loud boom.
And looked around, and there was the black smoke, and probably the tank blowing at that time.
That's when Larry knew it was bad. He ran to the backyard of the house that was hit.
The plane was just fully engulfed in flames.
Then he saw the two injured survivors.
The passenger was laying in the grass.
It looked bad.
His face was covered with blood.
And then a familiar face.
I could see the pilot through the smoke and the flames across a fence, and then realized I knew him.
A family friend, pilot Gerald Clayton.
He built this plane 8, 9, 10 years ago. He and his wife enjoyed flying in it. They've flown it all around this part of the country.
Larry.
Dun 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 dun. Plot thickens. The odds now that one of the guys in the neighborhood here just happened to know the pilot or co-pilot, whichever, just one of the guys in the plane. So now we're making a connection to this person telling the story and this person supposedly crashed knowing each other. How convenient.
He and his wife Connie became first responders. They noticed both men were badly burned. Larry tended to the passenger.
He said, "Could you please spray my back?" Because it was badly burnt. So we sprayed it, didn't want to touch it or anything.
Right.
Got some wet towels to clean his face and head off with.
Connie was doing the same for the pilot. Larry believes his pilot friend did a remarkable job with an impossible situation.
What the hell, people? So, did this guy and his wife become the first responders and help the dude after they heard 2 bombs, explosions, and the rumble, the earth shake, and all that? And did he go spray off the dude's back and help him on fire? And his wife tend to the other guy? Or did the cop? And you're like, oh, they all could have helped. Well, isn't it kind of funny that either one of these people mentioned the fact that they were all helping these people? They didn't say, hey, I was helping him, and man, this cop showed up, and he was helping them too, and we were doing this to help him. And no, it's I did this, my wife did this. The cop was like, I did this, and I waited around till this. Funny that they're telling the same story, except for they're saying that they did it. As if they were handed a script and saying, this is what you're going to say. I helped them do this. This is what you heard. Are you kidding? Do you see it? I'm nuts. This is them telling their stupid story.
Were badly burned. Larry tended to the passenger.
He said, could you please spray my back? Because it was badly burnt. So we sprayed it, didn't want to touch it or anything.
Right.
Got some wet towels to clean his face and head off with.
Connie was doing the same for the pilot. Larry
and everything, and I made it through these backyards and kind of helped one of the gentlemen that was in the passenger seat here get out and get him over the fence and stuff. He was bleeding from the head and had severe burns on his back, but I think he's going to be all right. And the pilot, he went the other way in front of the house. So I kind of waited around for the ambulance and other people to come here and help, and kept him with a towel and everything and kept him.
Here's one of those timing deals I got a problem with. Cops are on the scene already, but yet the house is still engulfed. But yet we don't see the pilots or none of the stuff that they talked about waiting on the ambulance. Another thing, at what point did they get that vehicle out of the garage? I mean, officers are standing inside there. The house is on fire? And what the heck is going on here? The ambulance is just chilling. That dude with the stretcher just chilling, hanging out. What?
When
I was in the house, yeah, and suddenly big sounds.
she described how the plane landed, glass shattered all around her. Her first thought when she realized it was a plane was to get help.
Airplane or something hit it to my house.
You saw what they just did right there, right? This is how they do the mind control, right here. She didn't tell you a dang thing, except for she heard a loud sound. And then she goes as far as saying an airplane or something came into my home. Came into my home. Or something. How do you not know if a plane came into your home? Okay? I think I would know if a plane came into my house. and all you heard was a noise. Okay, and then the reporter, not her, the reporter fills in the blank, saying how she's talked about glass exploding and all this going on, and basically the chaos. And the Japanese lady didn't say a dang thing about that. She wasn't even sure if it was a plane, the way she's talking. Do you see the mind manipulation? They told you what you wanted to hear, not what the Japanese lady is actually telling you. Let's go on. Let's see if they keep on doing it.
So I call 99, and I cannot remember 911. I'm confused.
In shock, she couldn't remember to dial 911, so she called her friends and husband, who came right away.
And I explained, oh, this is my house. So he said,
Okay, let's give it the benefit of the doubt that this lady really picked up the phone to call 911 and got confused. Or you can take it as she said, I tried to call and then got confused on how to say 911, and then the reporter put those words in her mouth. I don't know. You can take it either way. I'm not going to say it because I'm skeptical on what's being said. And to think about it, if she stopped in time to call 911, you're going to tell me this plane just hit the house, just supposedly blew up, and then what, ran outside to get help? I mean, there's a lot of empty space time frames going on here with different people showing up to help, similar stories but not adding up. I mean, there's a lot of deep. Do you understand what I'm saying? Can you understand the times aren't adding up? There's a lack of a lot of accountability for what people are doing in certain times, and there's just not enough time from the plane hitting the house to all this other stuff going on to people getting out of the plane and being helped. There's not enough time from the time that all that happened to the time the house got totally engulfed in fire, people. There's a lot not being said here. Do you get that much at least? Do you understand? Okay. This video gets me more than any of them. This is Indiana Columbus plane crash 6. I told you about that guy that uploaded videos. He does an interview. He walks up right up to the fence, and instead of getting the shot that would just put this all to rest of inside the area the plane's supposed to be, he looks at the ground. Why not get the plane if there's one there? The only reason would be is there's nothing there and there's something to hide. I think in some of the stuff it is a hoax and or half truth, at least, at the very least, a half truth. There's always, I think, a deeper meaning or some kind of intertwined message, and this may or may not mean anything. It might be a stretch, but I think when dealing with these people, there's never a stretch. And I just want to point out a couple things that I happen to notice.
Look closely at the tail wing. We're told the 5 stars represent his 5 children, and the numbers on the tail wing represent his family. Of course, GC for...
First, we got the stars. If you notice, the very top one is actually upside down. So we got our pentagram. Then we got the numbers that represent his family. Okay, look at we got our 5s. We got 13. Then we got 5 and 13. or actually 513, which is our 9. And then we got the N, which is actually the 14th letter of the alphabet. You got G, which is the 7th. C, which is the 3rd. Okay? You see where I'm going with this. And then add your 9, which is basically all together, that equals 33. Now, if you listen to the clip, they refer to him as JC. Who else do we know by JC? How about Jesus Christ? And Jesus Christ just happened to be 33 when he died on the cross. I mean, did they blatantly want us to look at this and see the numerology? And then take a look at the pattern of the stars. As soon as I saw it, I don't know how it clicked, but isn't it awkward that it looks a little bit like this? I mean, it looks dead like this constellation. It's got the 5 stars, the same shape. It forms the W, which this constellation is mostly upside down. It's a pole constellation. And the W, you know, like George W. Bush, the 2 V's, like, you know, or it's a lot of meaning behind it. I don't want to get into that, but it seems like there's a real cultic meaning that they wanted not really us to see, but somebody to see. So I'm just throwing this out there. And then we got our, what they said, our M stars, I guess. That's how they just been named, like the M52 over there. And then you got the NGC 663 star sitting outside of this constellation. And it just happens to be NGC. It's like on this tail. I don't know. It might be something, it might not be anything, but it's found it very weird. Okay, this has been longer than I thought, so I'm going to close this out. I'm going to keep looking into it, see if there's any more comes about it. Maybe I'll take a drive, look into it a little more. Either way, I just feel like something shady is going on, and anytime the media is involved, you know you're not getting the whole truth, and that's really what it all comes down to. That and just getting active. When it comes down to it, it really doesn't matter if this was a plane really hitting it or not. What matters is don't take this TV's word for anything. Get out and do your own research, and turn the TV off. Stay vigilant of what's going on around you, and I'll catch you on the next video. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of my Saturday. Have a good one.